It's the same old song and dance. Yeah. Gathering thoughts. Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yeah. We're here. Today we're actually going to go through a bunch of the stuff that we've found in the scrap and saved over the years that is coming to the scrap yards that we worked at before we started our business about 1.5 years ago. Some pretty cool stuff. It's insane what people throw away. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that. Let's definitely stick around to the end. We got some big ticket items that we've scored at the scrapyard that you're definitely going to want to check out. And definitely put down in the comments the stuff you guys have found and saved from scrap yards or salvage yards, whatever. Because we enjoy talking to you in the comments. We'll respond to every comment. We try and respond to every single one. So sun's going down. It's getting late. But we're going to get this whipped out. Let's check out some cool stuff. Welcome to Garrow Brothers Salvage. Where'd that thing come from? Well, we kind of got everything scattered about the shop. A lot of the stuff we've saved is stuff that we use every day. So we're just going to kind of go through it and we'll walk around the shop. Don't look behind you. We're not going to let you guys see this project we're working on right now. That's next video coming up. You guys are going to want to come back to see that. It's going to be pretty sweet. But anyways, let's just get started and get rolling. This torch cart, actually, I think it might have been in one of the roll-off tubs from the coal mine. We have a bunch of the open pit coal mines around here, so the coal's a big industry. So you get a lot of stuff they just throw away, you know, and replace, and it's usually still good. But anyways, we looked those up. You're about $250 if you want to get one of those torch carts. So that actually saved us a lot because we were looking for one for our set of bottles. Just a couple of the carpentry tools we've gotten. I use these to do a bunch of work on my house, and we use them at the shop if we're doing projects that we need to cut some wood and stuff. But table saw and miter saw. The story is the one yard we worked at is has a roll-off tub sitting at a store called Menards, and it's pretty much a huge hardware store, essentially is what it is, if you guys don't know what Menards is. And it's crazy. People can return stuff and they'll just take that stuff, and if it has a little ding on it or scratch, and they'll throw it in the tub. It's just huge waste. But that was kind of one of the highlights every week at the yard we worked at. Every Friday, pretty much, our roll-off driver, he would go and get the tub and bring it into the yard and dump it. And everyone would just stop working and run down there and go through it. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. We got a lot of good stuff out of there. I got some more stuff up at my house and tools I've saved. Crazy, just the stuff that gets thrown away in this area. But let's keep going. We got all kinds of junk. Another thing, we got a couple cabinets. This is just where we keep all our oils and stuff. But this was another one of those coal mine roll-off tub items that came in. They just pitched them pretty much because the handles didn't work right, I think. I have one just like this in my shed too, up at my place. And man, they're super handy, but those aren't cheap if you have to go out and buy them brand new either. And then check this out over here. A couple drill presses we got. Probably have a few more. I know we got one out back. I know I got another one up in my shed. But drill presses that they're missing the belts. They kick on, everything works. That people just threw away. Just even hand tools like this, just a bunch of hand tools that would come in all the time. This Makita grinder. Say this, the cord was cut off. Wired a new cord onto it. It was good to go. And I saved another one too, but I think the brushes were probably bad in the trigger cord and in this one. So we had it for parts, so we swapped it off. But not cheap again, you know, to have to go buy that new. More things. Welding cart. That came in the scrap too, and the Menards stub as well. Pretty much all this stuff too, we bought back for scrap price. So it was next to nothing. You know, that was probably a few bucks we had to pay. We pretty much had to buy the stuff back where we worked. Another awesome deal. The railroad actually, I think, brought this Hilti chop saw in. It fires up. We had to put a new fuel line on and everything. And it fires up and runs good. We were able to add this one to the collection. And we got one more of them up on the loft back there for parts that came in too. And you got the Milwaukee electric chop saw. And just keep on going down the line here. A couple more things. The bench grinder we got down there. Yeah, just pulled it right out of a tub someone dumped on the pad where we sorted materials. Bead blaster, we got 2 of these, made 2 out of 1. And somewhat of a big ticket item, tire machine. We were looking these up. These things sell about $4 grand. It's a little dirty right now, but tire shop in town here brought a bunch of them in, and we pulled them off the trailer. We saved this one because we plugged it in and the electronics worked on it. Didn't even have a chance to test the air, but we brought it back and hooked it up, and the air worked and everything. The bead breaker cylinder inside there was missing, was the only thing, and I had brought another one in that had the bead breaker cylinder in there too. So we pulled it out of that one in the yard there and stuck it in this one, and everything works on it. Crazy. But yeah, they just, again, just canned it and bought new ones, you know, didn't want to mess with it or work on it, or it was cheaper for them. I think the one guy told me, I was talking to him, it was cheaper for him to just buy a new machine than buy parts. The parts are really expensive, but for what we paid in scrap, it's been amazing. I mean, it works out really, really good for us. Other tire machine we got, I actually saved this one. Man, it had to have been 3 years ago, 3+ years ago. I had it in my shed, my little 16 by 16 shed forever, and used it in there actually before we started the business. And yeah, another story on that. We actually had one just like this. Our old man did growing up. It was the same model, and we used it as teenagers growing up, changing tires, you know, building trucks, putting trucks together out there at his place. And as soon as I seen this one, just really familiar with them, it's like, oh yeah, definitely got to save that and see if it works. And sure enough, everything works on it. We use it all the time for scrap wheels. It's nice having the other one because this one you can only go up to about a 16, or I think about a 16-inch wheel. Maybe we can get an 18 on there. I think we do 17 for sure. But anyways, that one we can get bigger ones done with. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Hooked it up and everything worked on it. They're just getting rid of it because it was obsolete, you know. The jacks. This is the floor jack we use all the time. We actually have 2 more of them up on the loft. We just need to get seals for.
We got this heater. It's a diesel heater. You can also burn other fluids in it, kerosene, a few different things.
That's a big boy.
It really is.
What's the BTU output on that?
I can't remember. It's on the side here. Oh, it's not that much. It's only 650,000 BTUs.
Jeez.
Like I said, runs on diesel or kerosene, whatever you have. But that's the thing about all this stuff that we find at the scrapyard, or that we found at the scrapyard. If nobody claimed it and took it home, it was literally going to get destroyed, thrown in a pile, recycled. That's why we saved most of this stuff, because otherwise it has no value. It'll just end up in the pile.
Yeah, no doubt.
Another little item here. Makita gas-powered air compressor. Works fine. It's missing some plugs. It needs a couple gauges and your hose outlet, but it works fine.
Yeah, that's been a while ago we grabbed that. Geez, it was not even a few months ago. We actually just cleaned the carburetor out and got some clean gas in there, and it fired right up and builds air pressure, no problem.
No doubt.
A couple things that it needs, like you said.
And also this Generac generator. It's having some issues at the moment, but the engine runs.
Yeah, it runs good. Just won't. No, it's having low voltage output on it.
Yeah, needs some more attention.
Yeah, we messed with it the one day and didn't mess with it after that. We just haven't had a major need for it. But
right. Also, got your upright air compressor here. We did have to get a new air pump for it, but the tank was in good shape. Electric motor and everything. Great. We use it regularly, at least every day, airing up tires. It runs the tire machines.
One little toolbox we snagged that came in just like that. Someone just pitched it. Don't understand why. All the drawers work on it, you know. It's crazy. Not new by any means, but works great for our junk. And the stainless bench. That's pretty sweet. This is actually really, really handy. We want to hook up the sinks on this side. We have a parts cleaner. We're just going to plumb in underneath and run it up here so we can clean all our parts in there. But this thing is super nice. Just got a notification. Oh, sweet. At Tim P 3035 said, good stuff. I subbed on the last video. You guys haven't checked out our checked out our video before this, the 6 cars for $800. Go check it out. Thanks, Tim. We appreciate that, man. Awesome. Well, let's get a move on. We got more stuff to check out. Ton of straps. We've gathered countless straps. Got them piled down here, pile up there on that basket. There's a couple other jacks we were talking about earlier, but really, really handy saving those. And those were freebies, of course, not metal, but the coal mine, they use those straps all the time. They hook on big, huge parts that they throw away in the scrap bins, and they use the strap, brand new strap. They'll lift a piece in there and it'll set in there and it'll fall underneath another piece, and they can't get the strap, so they just leave it. They just kind of count it, just write it off and let it go. But we pull them off everything and save them. Chains too. A couple chains right here, but we've got countless chains and boomers or binders. If you don't call them boomers, we call them both. But tons and tons of ratcheting boomers and tons of chains. We got more on the trucks and stuff, but that has been huge help actually saving all those. Really handy 10-foot ladder. That also came in the scrap. I got a fiberglass one the same size up at my place that someone brought in too. But another thing about those is it's missing the rubber feet. Coal mine for OSHA is the safety organization that monitors all the goings-ons for the coal mines and stuff. And they actually won't allow you to have that kind of stuff at the coal mines. If it's got a nick in the body or missing the rubber feet because you could slip, all that kind of stuff, they will not allow you to have it there. So a lot of those things get thrown away, and we were able to grab them up.
You got, you know, your various scrap bins. This one we use for, well, the forks hook in there and you can throw it on the scale. It's got measured weight on the side. Big tubs here for hauling different scrap. We have place them around different places around town. Basket here too as well. We use that for mainly our what we call number 2 scrap around here. It's or HMS, heavy melt steel, small little things, brake parts, engine parts, small stuff. That's ready to go.
You know, I'm starting to think that maybe we were able to start our own business just on stuff we found in the scrap. Another one of those drill presses we were talking about, we actually have another base for it we saved. This is like a 50-ton shop press, actually. It technically came in the scrap. Actually, another guy we worked with knew another guy that had a shop, and he was actually going to just bring it into the scrap. And he's like, oh, I know this, these other guys that are going to start their own business, and they might be able to use that. And he's like, well, I would just give it to them if they want it. It needs a new jack is what it needs. But he loaded it up in the back of our truck at the scrapyard there, and it's sitting in there. We're going to get it in the shop and eventually get a new jack for it. But just a beast of a press for sure. So we'll definitely use that for cleaning scrap metals and things like that. And obviously shop work too, mechanic works. This is another piece. We haven't even tried to hook this up and use it yet. This little hoe attachment is set up for a 3-point on a tractor. Someone just brought it in. It twisted the outrigger, which is actually just built out a 3-inch channel. So I ain't gonna be nothing to build a new outrigger for it. But the cylinders don't look like they have any leaks, anything like that. But yeah, ended up snagging that for scrap price, you know, next to nothing. Really cool. Can't believe, you know, someone would just pitch something like that. These ones aren't very cheap. The Great Bend is what that one is. But another coal mine item that came into the tub, Miller Big 40 welder. It we messed with it a little bit. It's got good compression. I think we got a timing issue on it is all. Another save from the scrapyard. How about this beast back in here though?
Oh yeah. Here's your 2003 turbo TT Cruiser. You can see it in one of our very first videos. It was a snow day video. There's like about a foot of snow everywhere. We had to move this out of the way so we could plow snow. Story on this, I was, we were out at the scrapyard there working, and somebody had come on the radio. We'd use two-way radios to communicate. Said that somebody was driving this thing in there, and I happened to be looking for a vehicle at the time, and honestly didn't even want anything to do with it. They're kind of ugly.
Yeah.
It's something like your grandmother maybe would drive, but the guy was getting rid of it. There was not a thing wrong with it. He drove it in there under its own power. and made a deal with them and drove it for many, many miles until the head gasket blew, and here it sits for a later project. But couldn't give up on it. Couldn't let it go, get crushed. It runs so good.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing, I mean, I personally have always thought that. I know you probably did too, Ben, but PT Cruiser, thing's ugly. They're just, you know, you don't even give them a second thought. But man, after having this around, and we got this other one right here, but this is one, what you picked up for parts for,
Yeah.
pretty much bought it for scrap, 120 bucks or something, I suppose, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, after kind of looking at them, I mean, geez, Chrysler had some styling going on with these.
Right.
They're a little underrated. I mean, they're still a junk model car, but yeah, like you said, that turboed one, that thing is actually pretty fun. Little buggy to cruise around with and whip around. Yep. Speaking of big ticket items, I suppose it's time, huh?
I think so.
Go check them out, guys. Well, one of the big ticket items is a 2003 Yale forklift. I think it's a 3,000 pound lift. Couldn't believe it that they were scrapping this. Yeah, Farmer Ranch store locally here. Baumgart's is the name of them. They had someone didn't check the oil on it, I think is the story.
Yeah.
And they were running it, just started making a little engine noise, ticking is what happened. It's got a little Mazda, I think 2.0 liter Mazda in it, engine, 4-cylinder. The thing fired up and run. We got it to the shop. When we brought it to the shop, we fired it up in here, and I think the timing belt jumped.
Yep.
But it still cranks over. It just, I'm pretty sure it jumped because it sounds like no compression when it's cranking now. But anyways, we're going to get to this and get it fixed up because it'd be perfect little shop forklift. But I mean, these things running in this condition, we were looking at them, they're going anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000, and everything worked on it. They had no issues other than the engine, but could not believe that they were getting rid of something this nice.
Yeah.
Just insane. And we got it for scrap price, which, you know, was fractional compared to what it would cost to buy one running.
No doubt.
But insane.
Yep.
But we're junk collectors, so
Right.
we keep the good and bad.
Exactly.
Why would someone take this to the scrapyard with the intention of having it crushed?
Yeah. That was its fate before we saved it that day.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with this thing. Well, a little background on that. Me and Ben and our youngest brother, Bert, we actually have a band together. When this thing came in, the whole reason we wanted to snag onto it, besides it being a cool unit, it could be a party bus, whatever, but we actually use it for our gig bus. We actually go out of town a little bit occasionally, mainly in the summer and stuff. And this thing has been a beast. Haul all of our equipment, as you guys can see in there, and does pretty good on fuel, surprisingly.
A company that does transportation for individuals with disabilities. So it had the double doors with a wheelchair ramp inside, and it was kind of falling into disrepair. They weren't able to use the lift anymore, and they were liquidating their fleet. And they were going to go ahead and buy new buses, so they needed to get rid of this. Rolled up on the scale there, and we went up and talked to the guy about it.
We ran over there, I think.
We did.
I bailed out of my machine and ran over there.
It was quite an exciting thing to see coming in. And anyways, so we went and talked to the guy. He called the company he works for, and we paid $80 whole for it.
$80. Yeah, the price of iron at the time was so low that literally with the deductions, because they deduct the fiberglass body, they kind of guesstimate on it.
The floor is all plywood.
Yeah, they don't want to pay for that, obviously, because it's not metal. And he was going to get $80.
Yep.
So we told them we'd give them what they would get in scrap if they wanted to sell it, and they were more than happy with that. And we got a steal of a deal on it.
Yeah.
Insane. It's a 2008. It's got the Chevy 6.0 in it, gas engine, and 120,000 miles when we got it, I think. Only.
12.
Was it 112?
112.
Dang. Yeah. Really low mileage. Couldn't believe that they were even getting rid of it. But, well, we're coming down to the last item. Let's check it out. Well, here she is. A lot of you guys recognize it if you follow the channel. The old Clark, old reliable. I got this thing. This was before we ever thought about starting a business for ourselves. Some company hauled this in on their trailer and they're just getting rid of it because it just sat in their shop and they didn't use it hardly at all. This thing's a 5,500 pound lift, Clark. I think it's CY 500, I think. But mid 80s model. This thing came in on their trailer and is in my piece of equipment, just sorting materials at the time. And couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. I got to at least take a look at that thing after work and see, like, you know, usually you'd think something's majorly wrong with the transmission or the engine's blown or something like that on something like this, or cylinders blown out, you know, it needs rebuilt. So I grappled it. Actually, it's a little bent right up here from where I grappled it still. Just got around the cage on it, lifted it right off the trailer, took it and set it way at the back of the yard. And that night, run down and put a propane bottle from one of our forklifts in the yard there on it. Cranked it over, the thing fired right up. Couldn't believe it, but ended up working out a deal with my boss on it and got it bought for cheap. And the only thing we really done to it is we put some new points and condenser in it, cap and rotor and plugs and wires, and got a bottle for it. That's pretty much it. We have a set of pneumatic tires. These are hard rubber tires. These actually came in the scrap too. It wasn't a month later. They came in the scrap and I'm like, oh, those look like they'd fit that forklift. So we saved those too. Anyways, we use this thing every day for the last year and a half that we've had it down here. I used it at my place before that. It's just, couldn't even believe the deal that we got on it, that someone will haul it in and just get rid of it. We like these older machines. Actually, they're easier to work on, usually cheaper to work on, and they get the job done if you know how to run a clutch on a forklift. Well, I don't know. That's all we got. We got some other little things we didn't throw in the video, but you know, you get the gist of it. People throw away a lot of stuff that's really good.
Yep, that's for sure.
It's insane. But you guys throw it in the comments. Let's talk. All the stuff that you guys have found or saved at salvage yards, or it don't even have to be that exactly. We enjoy talking with you guys. Put it down there. Let's have some conversations and stuff.
Yeah, if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video, let us know. We really enjoy hearing from you guys and seeing the subscriber count grow.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome for sure. We really appreciate it. No doubt.
We didn't think that so many of you would be sticking around and interested to see what we have to do, but you guys are sticking around and more every day. It's pretty awesome.
Yep, absolutely. And on that note, we got revivals, scrap junk revivals coming up. We got more scrap car videos. We got some trucks around the yard that we need to put back on the road where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
We got videos coming up for you guys. We got a lot of plans for the future. So just keep hanging around and we'll try and keep you entertained.
We'll see you on the next one.
Man, we just got that done before it got dark.
Oh yeah, the lights come on.
Yeah.
It's dark now.
Perfect. Impeccable timing. Should probably go get a Dr. Shasta or something. Oh, that's a good idea.